evening.
Today is March 5th, 2024, and we will start our York City Council meeting. At this time, is there any public comment? I believe we have Marie Roletter here with us that has a public comment.
Marie Roletter, 200 North Duke Street in York. And this is something I've been on and off annoyed about for years and years. You have so much legislation that you need to deal with. And even though I come to meetings, and even though I go online and read this stuff, I personally feel so ignorant about a lot of it. So I would really like you to have more town hall type meetings. I mean, doing the budget is one thing, but there are a lot of other things that you have to deal with that are terribly important to the city, terribly important to me because I live in the city. And I think it would be helpful for you to have to do your homework to get a town hall meeting together, and it would be helpful for you to hear my concerns about whatever it is and other people's concerns. When I come to a legislative meeting, yes, there is some avenue for discussion and all, but that's too late. I don't think that fast. So if 2 weeks ahead of time or so, there was some way of you communicating and me communicating, I think that would just be so helpful.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that would like to offer public comment this evening? Okay. We will close our public comment section of our meeting, and we will open our legislative meeting and call that to order. I will hand it over to our clerk to do roll call.
Bub,
Present.
John Askew,
Present.
Dennis,
Here.
Buckingham,
Here.
Washington.
Here. And now may we all stand, those who are able to stand, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I don't believe we have any action on our previous meeting minutes from February 20th, 2024, and which were our legislative meeting minutes, and February 20th, 2024 for our committee meeting. We do not have any presentation, awards, or announcement at this time.
We have to approve the minutes. So is there a motion to approve the February 20th or February 28th minutes as written?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
I have none.
None.
Okay.
None.
And not added yours, Teresa.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes as written, say yes.
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 Okay.
All right.
Anybody don't approve?
Nope.
Say no. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Diana. Our next meeting, our legislative meeting for council will be held on Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, 6 p.m. here in council chambers. All agenda items are due by 12 p.m. on March 13th. Our next council committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 27th, 2024, 6 p.m. here in council chambers. All agenda items are due by 12 noon on March 20th. Moving along to our introduction of bills. We have an introduction of a bill amending the fiscal year 2024 budget, appropriating revenue and expenditures for the year to funding received from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for a federal coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery fund for law enforcement supportive initiative. So introduced.
And that is bill number 4, introduced by Queen of Washington, a bill amending the fiscal year 2024 budget by appropriating revenue and expenditures for the year 2 funding received from the PCCD for a grant of federal coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds for law enforcement support initiatives in the amount of $539,802.
That is a bill and it will sit. Moving along to next introduction of a bill amending the fiscal year 2024 budget. So introduced.
That's bill number 5, introduced by Queen of Washington, a bill amending the fiscal year 2024 budget to appropriate additional revenue and expenditures for the Fund 26 Special Projects Account for environmental lead investigations in the amount of $3,500, and also to appropriate revenue and expenditures for the intergovernmental agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Health for the childhood lead poisoning prevention projects in the amount of $22,481, and to appropriate revenue and expenditures for Family Health Council of Central PA for the Women's Health Services in the amount of $75,000, and to appropriate additional revenue and expenditures for Fund 26 Special Projects Health Account in the amount of $700.
And that is the introduction of a bill and it will sit. Moving along to the introduction of another bill amending the fiscal year 2024 budget.
And that's you, Elizabeth.
Okay.
You just say so introduced.
So introduced.
And that is introduction of bill number 6, introduced by Elizabeth Buck, amending the fiscal year 2024 budget by appropriating additional revenue and expenditures for the Holiday Diversity Luncheon Fund 26 Special Projects Account in the amount of $9,999, and appropriating additional revenue and expenditures for workforce development trainings and support services and Fund 26 Special Projects Account in the amount of $136,000. And that's for the Human Relations Commission.
And that is a bill and it will sit. Next, we have the introduction of another bill amending the fiscal year 2023 budget.
So introduced.
Bill number 7, introduced by Teresa Janescu, a bill amending the fiscal year 2023 budget. Is that correct, Kim? 2023 budget by appropriating expenditures from the American plan. Should that be 2024? Okay, 2024 budget. All right. And that is by appropriating expenditures from the American Rescue Plan Act funds for new roofs and generators for several city buildings in the amount of $3,735,043. Is it roofs or roofs? Is there a plural for roofs? Is it roofs? For roofs?
And that is a bill and it will
Say,
sit.
we're going to replace roofing on the various buildings. That ends the problem.
All right. Next, we are going to move into the request for, this supplemental, my mind's not there today. For consideration of a consent agenda, we have a couple of resolutions on there, and I will just read them briefly so that you'll know. We have a resolution authorizing the purchase of a new camera system for the city garages from ESI. We also have authorizing various grant award agreements for the Bureau of Health and authorizing various budget transfers. Is there is there a motion to consider these items as a consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to consider these items as a consent agenda.
Second.
And that is to consider agenda items 5 through 7. All right. Council, you've had time to review these agenda items. And are there any that you would request be pulled from the consideration of a consent agenda?
None.
I have none.
I have
Okay.
none.
And let's see here. Are there any comments from council on the consent agenda items?
I have none.
None?
I just, maybe for sake, for Ms. Roller, for sake of information, two of these are really just moving grant funds into the budget process. But as far as the resolution for the new camera system, we discussed this at the committee meeting. And Kim, please, or Business Minister Robinson, please correct me if I get anything wrong on this. Our current cameras in our garages are outdated, and they really don't give very limited coverage. So the new cameras will provide greater security. It will give the city a quicker way to isolate an image that they need to, and so I agreed with the consent agenda on this because we're replacing something that's already there, but we're making a substantial upgrade in order to increase security in our garages for our users. If you can, committee meetings might be a good way for you to, find out more. Then you have some time before the next meeting on anything that comes up to formulate questions for us. But I just wanted to give you an overview of that. Okay? Great.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Are there any questions from the administration?
Nope. I just wanted to follow up real quick. I don't think it was even mentioned in commission that the camera replacement project for the garages was budgeted for this year. So that's part of our capital budget for parking for the 2024 fiscal year.
Okay. Are any questions from the public? No. There being none, right, is there a motion to approve agenda items 5 through 7?
I make
So moved.
second.
Okay, and so this will be a vote to approve agenda items 5 through 7. Buck,
Yes?
John Askew,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Buckingham,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
And that concludes the legislative agenda of the council this evening.
Thank you, Clerk Thompson. Are there any requests for future meetings? Do we have any council comment at this time?
I have one. Just want to make note or light of that just in case you didn't know, York Kai, our Lady Bearcats, after 26 years, has made it to state. And so, so this Friday, they will be traveling near Pittsburgh to play that first round. So we hope that they go far and actually win. But after 26 years, I'm a Lady Bearcat. So after 26 years, we're proud of them. And I know a lot of people say a lot of things about York and our youth, but right now, our Lady Bearcats is doing a phenomenal job out there on the basketball court. So I wanted to give that shout out to our young people.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there any other council comment?
No.
This is just a small shout out to WellSpan, York Hospital. They've got a lot of construction going on, but I've been there a lot this month, and they're doing a great job keeping it clean. And the people in Tower 2 are fabulous, as are other nurses and doctors in WellSpan. We're very lucky to have York Hospital as contributing sponsor to many things in the city, and I just want to thank them for being there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other council comment? Do we have any administration comment?
Nope, not tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.